What's up, guys? Good morning. Currently here in my backyard. Woke up about 30 minutes ago. Woke up this morning, checked a few comments, and saw that there were some requests for a what's in my bag video. So we are back here in 2022 postseason. I still have my bags pretty much I know my game bag is exactly the way I left it. I got my to the field bag with me, my bat bag, and then my big duff. A lot of requests for another what's in my bag video, so I figured bring it all out here for you. So let's get right to it. So usually aren't very many things in here. All right, so first off, in my to the field bag, number one item is my little notebook. This little thing goes with me everywhere. It's a little handy because it's a little bit smaller, so I don't necessarily, it's not very bulky. Anything from like scouting reports on pitchers and vlog scripts on here, mental planning, prayers, just any little knickknack. I really trust my little notebook, keep me organized. So for all ball players, I generally recommend something. Some guys got the iPad, but I do good with something physical. My little notebook keeps me locked in. Next, I always bring to the field is my laptop. Sometimes we will face an arm we have video for. Sometimes I may want to go look up a little bit more on him. I use my laptop to do that. Show up to the locker room. You may have lots of free time given the day, rain delay, early check out of the hotel, or you may not. It just depends. Take my laptop with me almost everywhere I go. Sometimes respond to y'all comments, locker room, here and there. I got my speaker, my Bose speaker, probably my favorite speaker. I've been having one like this for close to 10 years now, so it's been super durable. Good sound, obviously, and usually go out to the field early, or there's scheduled stretch or scheduled workouts. You can go out, get a little movement prep, play some music. That's something I like to do. Next in here, we have Hypervolt Go. This is their cheapest model, I believe, and it works perfect. Got 3 levels. I haven't really used it very often this season. I don't have very much soreness, but sometimes I'll hit the bottoms of my feet or my IT bands from time to time. This is a TheraBand, it says it on here. My ankle rehab, did a lot of ankle exercises. This one generally stays in my backpack because sometimes I need to do some extra work, blah, blah, blah. Next in here, we have my new little speakers. You guys can see I'm rocking a new Rode mic. In the past, I've gotten some complaints about sound, and I did agree that there was probably some better routes for me to go. We're testing out the new Rode mics out here today. I have 2 of them, so maybe we'll be able to get some interviews, just throw some different types of content on the channel. So in my bag, I usually keep a few books. Downtime, or you're riding on the bus or the plane. We have like The Alchemist, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, 100 favorite Bible verses. So generally too, I've recently haven't been the best about reading physical books. I recently got an Audible subscription. It really helps me knock out books in like half the time. So I've listened to The Alchemist in my headset probably like 10 times, but I really like that book. In the bag, but certainly not least, like I said, guys, is my Bose Mini SoundLink headphones, I think is what they're called. These things are great. They're super comfortable over the ears. Put them on, I can't hear anything. Definitely great for good music. You guys know the purpose of the headphones. They get the job done. There's also plenty of water bottles and some electrolyte powders, so definitely have those in the bag a lot too. Hey, you being nosy, huh? You being nosy? She wants to be in the video. All right, next we'll switch to our bats. In the bat bag, gotten a few more recently, but so the oldest bat I have in the bag is the OG HC1. This is a Marucci bat. 2 years ago, I went to the Marucci lab and designed my own model. That video is right here. HC1, this one was at 33 1/4. I don't think I asked for a specific weight, so I think they just measured me one off. 33 1/4, 31, I believe. This was a good bat. I had put it up last year at a certain point and used a different model. After the trade, I actually picked up this bat when I got to San Jose. I got some good hits with it. Got me on the ball again, and then I cracked it like a couple weeks later than that in July. Shout out to the HC1. This is what all my bat models are based off of, is this bat. Generally can take this one and I can send it to the different bat companies and ask for this model in return. So this is the OG HC1. All right, next, this is the bat model that I used the year before. I made a little bit of a variation from the HC1. So this is the same model in dovetail with the Pro XR knob. Generally, I've always liked the Axe or the Pro XR knobs. Find that with the Pro XR, I got a little bit more surface area. A lot of them in my hand if I needed to control the bat a little bit more. This is 33 1/4, 31 1/2. So it swings a little bit heavy, but I generally have quick hands. Sometimes the extra barrel kind of helps me out. So this was my favorite right-handed bat. When you put the barrel on the ball with this one, it kind of goes.
Swing and a drive to left and deep for Cantrell. This one's gonna get out of here. And it's 6-2 Wisconsin.
So really like this one. This is the HC1 Pro XR from Dovetail. Got one more of those still in the bag. All right, next in the bag we have same model, HC1 Pro XR. Middle of the year this year, I was a little bit out in front. I wanted a little bit more length on the end. Generally, I was a little bit more out in front. So as you increase the length of the bat, at least with my model, the barrel actually lengthens. So this was a good little transition for me, especially for being out in front. We got a backup like that, also keep in the bag. Beginning of August, I made another adjustment to my model, HC1 here, and I wanted to blend it with a little bit of a I-13 extended barrel. So I did that. We now have the HC13. So I made the switch to HC13. I used this my last couple weeks in San Jose, and then the whole time I was in Eugene. This is the backup. Also too, I have a bat from Trey Cruz. Told Trey I'd use his bat model on his birthday. I think I went 0 for the day before. So I used the Trey Cruz model. This is the FT27 33.75. And I think he had this model with a little bit more of a skinnier handle, I believe. And then, so I hit my first home run as a Giant with his bat in Fresno. It was kind of a nuke, low key.
My ties to that area, having worked there for a year. The windup in the 2-2. Swing, and Cantrell drives one high and deep toward right center field. Since Fernandez going back, and Hayden Cantrell hits one over the manually operated scoreboard for a home run, and that ties the game at 2 here in the top half of inning number 2.
But shout out to Trigger Trey. By the end of the season, I wanted to make a little bit of adjustment to my models. These unfortunately didn't come in until the end of the season, but these are the HC13 33.75. So the one I had started with, I made the first transition with, it was 33.5. Sometimes a little bit more out in front on that side. So I wanted a little bit more length with the barrel, you know, to make mistakes a little bit more out in front. So that was the idea behind getting these in 3/4. See how it ends up turning out. And I got to break these in for next spring training next year. We'll start doing that soon. Watch your face, Sky. You like smelling them? By the end of the year, one of my buddies, Jared Dupre, he needed some wood, or he wanted to try the HC1 with XR knob. I think he's the guy that also likes them. I lent him this one early in the year, and we made a trade. I think he hit like 4 home runs with it. So he gave me one of his. So he's got the 33.5 Pete Alonso, the XR knob. A little bit different type of XR knob than mine. I kind of like it actually. But yeah, the Pete Alonso, I think in dovetail bats is the biggest barrel profile you can get. I think just in just overall size. For my OGs, you guys know that was the first bat that I swung. It was the first model that I ordered from Dovetail like way back. Indie Ball and then Instructs. I had
Oh, this boy's hot.
red Pete Alonsos, but shout out to Jared, that's the homie. Then I also had made a trade with my buddy Yorlis Rodriguez for San Jose. He was low on sticks at a certain point, and I had some extra 33.75s in the bag for him. So I let him try it, and I think he liked it. So he ended up giving me one of his. He swings the CBJB19. So if I had to guess, I know for sure the way this barrel looks, it's the Jose Bautista. I don't know if CB means it's blended with the Carlos Beltran or whatnot, but definitely an interesting piece. It's 34 inches, 30.5, so drop 3.5. So for those who don't know, you can go down to drop 3.5 with wood. College, the drop off is drop 3, so a lot of people think you can't go past that, but like this one, for example, is a drop 3.25. I use this one to get a little bit more length, like I said. I wanted to go a little bit lighter too. My barrel still is pretty dense with the original HC1. So lastly in the bag for the bats, we have some training sticks. Right here we have a Swift stick, good for like sunflower seeds, eels, or like mini wiffles. Haven't used this very much, but definitely a nice little tool. Do think you can develop bad habits with those as well, so careful. Also, you can create bad habits with or weighted bats, in my opinion, or donuts, bats with donuts. This bat I actually made when I was 15 with my grandfather's friend, Steve Nix. It took us like 4 hours. We were trying to make a 32-inch Chase Utley bat, and we ended up getting a 34-40 big old log. We actually used this on deck in high school. We called her Big 40, and then I still take this on that deck circle with me from time to time. So as long as you know what you're doing with your tools, you can help yourself get better, but there's always got to be a goal. That does it for the sticks. I'd like to also mention too, the HC1 that I have is maple, and all of these are maple here. And then the transition I made once I adjusted my model with the extended I-13, there's actually a rule with what type of wood you can have with different types of barrel profiles. So that's pretty interesting. This model is only good in birch. Made a little switch to birch again. The original Pete Alonsos I had in Indie Ball, they were birch because of the barrel size. And then the HC1 with the I-13 blend also has to be in birch. So I was enjoying that. It's also interesting too, just different barrel types like the Fernando Tatis and 3/4 could be in maple. So it's just interesting to see how the different model types can and can't be in maple. I don't know what the rule is for big leaguers. I don't know if they can have every model in maple or whatnot, but I do know with certain sizes, Jared's is in birch. The bat Yorlis traded with me is maple. So this one's crazy because it's like there's no weight in the handle. You literally feel all of it past the logo. So Yorlis, when he drops the head on it with his model, he hits some nukes. So that's cool. I think everybody should explore your bat model or try different things to know what you feel like. I definitely believe you can hit better or worse with different types of wood bats. Obviously, it's the Indian, not the Arrow, but in general, there are different models that will actually help you play a little bit differently. Like I said, my adjustment I made this year was going from a little bit shorter stick to a longer barrel profile with a little bit more length to account for me being out in front a little bit. I don't like being late. I still think you can hit the ball really hard a little bit out in front. Just trying to get a bat model that can help me do that.